Welcome to this month's reading of Elevate Healing LLC's newsletter, written by Scarlett Ekaroma. Greetings. Greetings, everyone. Whether it's the morning, afternoon, or evening in your corner of the world, it's your favorite therapist and coach, Scarlett, here to touch base. And I'm genuinely excited to reconnect with you through this month's podcast newsletter. Why? Because today we're diving into the intriguing topic of embracing rejection and internal spring cleaning. Now, again, you might be pondering how these two concepts connect, but fret not. We'll explore those shortly. So without further ado, let's delve into this month's podcast newsletter. All right. Welcome back to this podcast newsletter. It is April, beautiful people. So let's do our monthly catch up and talk about March. Oof. And excuse me. March was very, very, very full for me. I got the opportunity, along with my colleague, to go speak at a Pacific Island women event in San Francisco, and it was so compelling. It was overwhelming of joy, just empowerment. There's just so many words that I honestly can't find. It's taken me a minute to sit with it. Just because of how powerful and how impactful it was. And, we were presenting on, something that's pretty relevant to the Pacific Island community. So we were talking about unveiling cultural voices, and it was a hit. So many people came to us afterwards and wanted our information, wanted to work with us. And I think one of the coolest stories that I can share is that, we were, my colleague and we were talking to these two women, and a woman had said, she goes, I just didn't know what to expect from your workshop this morning. And I had to run back to my car and grab my laptop because I wanted to take notes because I was learning so much from you all. And I was like, oh man, that's so dope. That is so dope. And it was stories like that we had heard, and we just heard throughout the entire conference day, about how impactful it was what we were doing. And I have to give a major shout out to Manufo Anuai, who brought us out, my colleague and I, out to have this community conversation. And she told us what she wanted, and we put together this presentation of what she wanted for the community. And I'm so honored that we got to do that and to be entrusted in that space, because it was an impactful space. Meeting women who are entrepreneurs, executive directors. There was a story of a woman who, was a part of the climate change for Samoa and represented Samoa at the United Nations. And I'm like, wow. There are also women who were on school boards, who were running for office, and just so many things. There was just young entrepreneurs. I mean, it was the gamut. It was, this artist. Oh man, there was this dope artist that was there. Her handle is Miles Stroke, and man, her artwork was so dope. Some of the colleagues, my colleague and some other colleagues came in to watch us speak. And, to say that they were, it was an honor for them to have them there. And then for them to say that they learned from us, even though they know this information, it's just that we just presented it differently. It was so honoring, because, that's what we try to do. Just make everything that we do relevant to our communities, because we know how impactful our communities are. I'm, going to be processing the whole thing that happened in San Francisco for a good minute. And I'm glad I get to do that, because it was just so much to take in. and so much to sit with. I got to meet so many new people. I got to reconnect with a family member who I hadn't seen since I was 18. She just randomly showed up because she saw the flyer that I was on for the event. And that was so cool to experience. And I had family members and friends who were able to watch online. I mean, it was just so amazing, just the support. I'm still getting social media messages from folks who attended and how amazing that they loved the conversation or the presentation, the workshop presentation that my colleague and I did. And just so grateful, just truly, truly grateful. So, that's the quickety quick of my March, happenings that happened. And so I hope you had an amazing March, because again, it's April and I still can't believe it's April. And I'm not sure how April creeped up so quickly, but here we are in the fourth month of the year. And so let me know how your March went, and also let me know what you're looking forward to in April. Got a lot of good things coming in April as well. But yeah, that is again the quick on the quick, and let's continue to get into this month's podcast newsletter. All right, beautiful people, it is that time where I ask you for your help. You know why? Because I do need your help, and I can't do this without y'all. So my first ask is that if you could share this podcast newsletter with one other person. That's it, just one person. And whoever you shared it with, ask them to share it with one other person as well. So thank you for that. My next ask is give me a follow on all my social media accounts and share it with somebody else that you know on your social media accounts. So you can give me a follow at Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Elevate Healing LLC. Want to know more about me and what I do? Go to my website at www.elevatehealingllc.com. Or if you have an idea or a topic, or you would just like to share with me something of how this podcast newsletter impacted you, you have some ideas that I could share in the podcast newsletters, send me a message at info@elevatehealingllc.com. Thank you so much. I truly greatly appreciate you. Let us get into this month's topic of embracing rejection and spring cleaning our mind, body, and soul. When thinking about what I wanted to discuss in April, the word rejection kept resonating with me. And of course, spring is always coinciding with the phrase spring cleaning. And it made me think about, how much do we actually hold on to, and do we actually internally clean out what we experience when experiencing rejection? And I just thought those would be some great two themes to put together, because nobody would ever think to put rejection and spring cleaning together, or at least I haven't seen it. Because as we step into the month of April, spring is all around us. We see it in the plants and the flowers and the trees everywhere, and we see this blossoming that is happening, and it's all around us. And I love I love spring, because I just love the colors of what spring brings that we usually don't, of course, see throughout the fall, and it kind of gets lost when we go into the summer. But I just love spring. So I thought it was a perfect time to delve into these two themes of spring, because I felt that they went well together. And so we would talk about the themes of spring cleaning for the mind, body, and soul, alongside with talking about the often or topic that's not really discussed, the topic of rejection. One of the things I always do with my clients throughout our sessions, and we talk about, if the topic happens to come up, we talk about the significance of rejection. We talk about, and I ask them these questions, not all at the same time, but at some point in our didactic that I feel are imperative questions when we talk about rejection. And they are, what's the life lessons that you need to learn regarding rejection? What's the skills that you need to develop? And what did rejection reveal about you? Again, spring often symbolizes growth and positivity, and it's essential to acknowledge that rejection is also a natural part of life's ebb and flow. We may not like it, but again, it is a part of our life and flow. And as we declutter our physical spaces, it's also imperative that we declutter our minds regarding whatever we feel about experiencing rejection or what we think about rejection. You know, when I experienced a lot of rejection in my life at various points in my life, both personally and professionally, whether it was minute or grand, I had to sit with a lot of negative emotions that I just held on to and was experiencing. And, you know, for those who have been a subscriber and for the new ones, you know, I would in previous newsletters discuss about my suffering in silence, because I was a big suffer in silence person early in my life. And the feelings that I was holding on to regarding rejection was I often felt unworthy, not needed, hopeless, inadequate, and a bunch of major self-doubt. I was in a big hole, a deep well, as I would say, that I just didn't thought I would get out of, and it was pretty grim. I would say highly grim. And you know, I get a little fumbled in my words because I just remember like all the work I had to do to bring myself out of that hole. Now, when I say the work, what I mean is I started thinking about my emotions. I started talking about them with my support system. I'm a big person of prayer and talking to God. So those were the things that I would do. I would take care of myself. I mean, it was just pulling and just doing the work. And I was also mindful about what I read and what I watched as well. I just wanted to have things that help feed me in the direction that I wanted to go and needed to go. And, you know, here are some examples of how I started doing it, just not, you know, in continuance. And I want to encourage you all to try it as well. So part of what I did is instead of viewing rejection as a failure, I reframed it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Again, the questions I said earlier is, what's the life lesson that you need to learn, and what does rejection reveal about you? Again, each rejection brings its own valuable lessons that can propel you forward on your journey. Secondly, remind yourself of your inherent worth and capabilities, because you are worth it and you are capable. Embrace the setbacks as stepping stones towards your eventual success. And lastly, lean on your support system during these times of rejection. It's so important. It's so important to lean on the people that who you value and can trust. And again, you want those individuals who to surround you, who uplift you, pour into you, and encourage you, and provide a safe space to process your emotions and regain perspective. I shared my story with you because I want to encourage you to brace your own journey through rejection with courage and determination. Remember, it's okay to feel vulnerable, and I know vulnerable is a hard word for some of us, and I know we look at vulnerable as weakness. That's been kind of what's going around. But if we actually sit with it and sit with what vulnerability is, the definition of it, or the words behind it is, it's truly a sign and a act of courage, bravery, and strength. But again, it's okay to sit with it's okay to sit with being vulnerable, but just know that you have the strength within you to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. All right. So within working through our rejection, we have to do some spring cleaning. So again, we're only using the word spring because it is springtime. And again, with spring, it gives a sense of renewal and making an opportune moment or time to declutter not just our physical space, but also our inner space, our inner selves. So let's chat a little bit on how we can embark on that journey to refresh and nourish our minds, body, and souls. One, take time to declutter your thoughts through mindfulness practices. This is something I definitely did during times of rejection. And what I did is I did some meditation and I journaled to clear the mental clutter and also to invite clarity and peace. Secondly, renew your commitment to physical health by embracing movement. Now, movement can be big or small. I always say zero. I said anything's better than zero. And some of the things you can do is you can take a brisk walk in nature or try a new exercise routine. But prioritize activities that uplift and energize your body. And next, feed your soul with activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This could be spending time with some loved ones, some friends, or immersing yourself in any self-care activity. Again, as we embark on this journey of spring cleaning for the mind, body, and soul, let's remember that rejection is not a reflection of your worth, but rather an opportunity for growth and renewal. You know what time it is. It is that time for our self-care tip of the month. And the self-care tip of the month is, I love this one because I had to really think about this one. And this goes in conjunction with what we talked about today. And so the self-care tip of the month is pause before giving an answer. We live in a world that just truly demands quick responses. But there's so much power in pausing before giving an answer. Whether it's in conversation, decision making, or even your own internal dialogue, take a moment to pause because it allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The pause grants us the opportunity to gather our thoughts, consider different perspectives, and respond with clarity and intention. It also gives you space to tune into your own needs and values, ensuring that your response aligns with your authentic self. So the next time you're faced with a question or decision, remember the power of the pause. It's a simple yet powerful tool that can lead to more mindful and meaningful interactions in both your personal and professional life. All right, beautiful people, and that wraps up this month's podcast newsletter. Again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you discovered inspiration and insight that deeply resonates with you as you continue on your life's path of growth and discovery. Big thing is, I really want to encourage you to take the pause and really start to reframe rejection and really go inward of how you can continue to spring clean your mind, body, and soul. I wish and I encourage you to carry the wisdom gained today with you as you navigate the moments ahead. Remember to embrace each moment with presence and gratitude. Stay mindful, stay resilient, and keep shining brightly on your journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. So until the next time, this is your favorite therapist and coach, Scarlett, signing out. Take care of yourselves wherever you may be. Bye-bye.